40. Once you get to 40, you should just hang it up. Da-da-da-da.
How old was he?
This person is probably about 40, 45. And
What race is he?
Oh, black, and a real hip hop fan.
See, now I'm gonna tell you something that he doesn't know. Subconsciously, he's brainwashed without understanding that. He is brainwashed without understanding
what do you
that.
mean?
What other genre of music does a musician stop at 40? You name it.
Not rock and roll.
Not rock and roll. Not jazz.
Not R&B.
Not country. Not R&B. But rappers have to stop at 40. The newest, youngest genre out of all of the genres, now we have to stop at 40. Why does he think that?
Okay, this God, Adam God, I'm gonna tell you why the man think and know that we should stop rapping over 40, at 40. The reason being, because man, I'm gonna tell you, communication rules the nation. Communication rules the nation. And the nation right now is ruled by lies and liars. You know what I'm saying? Communication is communion. When people are created, made love, you know what I'm saying? A fetus is formed. A fetus is in the womb of a mother. And then a fetus say, feed us. And God gotta feed that baby. And God, the mamas and daddies, you know what I'm saying, of the baby. So if the mama and daddy need to work and feed the baby, then we don't need no people communicating on the internet stupid shit that don't make no sense, that's not godly. And you know it's godly because godly stuff grow. You can teach godly stuff. But, you know, rap music, what's the last song you heard? Tell me one song Tupac taught you something that you could write down like a Bible. If it's the last thing you need to say to a child before your child come, and it's an unborn child, like my grandson coming in 10 days, and the next one coming in between the next 30 days. You know what I'm saying? So tell me, what can a rapper say to be a teacher and feed the world with the knowledge God feed the world with? You know what I'm saying? So that's why we have love music and jazz and Jamaican, you know what I'm saying, music, because it goes forever and that artist can stay as long as he wanna play music and sing. But you'll never hear African record. You'll never hear an African record. And I ain't never heard an African American rapper. Now I heard a Jamaican, because I heard of, you know, Dr. J and Jam Master J and Master J. I ain't never heard of a rapper, you know what I'm saying, from Africa that had music that can relate to Americans. African rap and American rap, you know what I'm saying? Conversation rules the nation. And conversation is supposed to be pleasant. And we pledge to be merciful, graceful, repentant, and forgiving. You know what I'm saying? Loving, repentant, and forgiving. Because repent means to feel sorry for when you mess over somebody or do something wrong to people. Repent means to feel godly sorry. You know what I'm saying? The way you crying sometimes. Because you know you mess with somebody that you shouldn't have messed with, that ain't never messed with nobody else. You know what I'm saying? But rap is just gossip. You know what I'm saying? Some love music is gossip. You know what I'm saying? But most rap, especially gangster rap, God ain't no gangster. And God ain't no thug or nothing like that. So if you think a rapper should be over 40, you listen to young dudes, you know, 15, 13, 12. because they ain't never had a relationship. All they got is, you know what I'm saying, the ship. You know what I'm saying? We got ships, cars, you know, trains, planes, and automobiles, but we do not have love. That's what we missing. You know what I'm saying? So before you can think about conversation in a song, you know what I'm saying, think about who you are and who you added as your am. When you add am and lie and say ain't no God or Adam, and the man told you his name, I am. That am. That I am. You know what I'm saying? I told you that. This God, you know what I'm saying?
Texas summers are tough to beat. But with Ultimate Season Pass from TXU Energy, you get 50% off energy charges.
Homeboy to
Something
white
told me I
dude
needed to
talking
come
about,
down here
you
and
know
just
what I'm
confirm
saying,
your
saving
feelings.
money. You know what I'm saying? When we ain't
I'm
supposed
seeing
to be
the image
having
when
no
I was walking
money.
down the stairs. This is what I was
It's
seeing.
God to have
Either
money.
you or a person that you are connected to at this time is trying to juggle two worlds, two emotional worlds, or two emotional states of being is what it feels like. It feels like, and you guys could be mirroring each other, because every time I want to say you are doing it, Spirit's like, no, they're also doing it also, the person that they're connected to. This is going to be a hard message to articulate, but you guys are going to have to rock with me throughout it. But what I'm seeing is you and this person, or you or this person, are trying to juggle two worlds, two internal states of being. And it's like, anyone outside of you would never know that you have this internal battle going on, or this like battlefield. I don't know why I'm hearing the word battlefield. This could feel like a battlefield. It could feel like you're at war with certain thoughts. It could feel like you're at war with certain feelings that might be coming up, or there's just something going on inside of you that I feel like you're keeping very secret and hidden from the world. And I feel like this has to do with a connection. This has to do with somebody that you are connected to at this time. And even if you're not physically connected to them, okay? I don't know what's going on, but it just feels like this energy is super confusing, but it feels like I'm seeing two people that are juggling two worlds. And what the two worlds are juggling like your life, the life that you've been living all of this time. But what it feels like is that life that you've been living, there's something about you stepping out of it, you're outgrowing it. You can feel that there's a massive change that is approaching you at this time, a change that is going to change your external environment, like a change that comes in and changes everything is what I'm hearing, something that comes in to change everything. So it feels like you're juggling this, I want to say, old life that you've been living up until now, the relationships that you might have had. Maybe you feel like obligated to show up in certain ways in this old reality that you've been living up until this point, so you still are showing up, but when you do show up, you feel like you shouldn't be there. Does that make sense? Like you feel like, I don't know, it feels inauthentic. That's the word. It feels like it's inauthentic. Something about it feels like wearing a mask or being fake or just not showing up to who you truly are in your soul is what it feels like. So I don't know if this is like certain friendship groups or relationships that you might be in, family dynamics, whatever it might be, your job. I'm seeing somebody that is doing the things that they were normally doing before, showing up in the way that they were normally showing up in the past, but something about it feels inauthentic right now. Something about it feels like it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit within the soul, and I feel like there was a time when you could ignore all of these feelings, but you can't ignore them at this time. So I'm seeing somebody that's trying to juggle that, okay? Trying to juggle that world. But then what's also happening, like silently behind the scenes, is they're also creating, and I want to say living in, this fantasy reality that they've been like silently living in for a while. Something about this feels very secret, even tapping into it. I'm like trying to like peek through this curtain right now, and it feels like there's not much that I can truly see or truly know, but it feels like you feel this energy also. It just feels like you or another person connected with you are kind of existing in this fantasy reality together in a weird way, if that makes sense. I don't know, this is so hard to explain, but it's almost like holding on to the vision of something and actually giving yourself permission to be hopeful for whatever this is without writing it off completely. And I feel like maybe there were aspects of you that were rejecting whatever this wish is, whatever this fantasy is that you have in your mind, this new life, this new job, this new relationship, whatever it is that you're fantasizing about. Maybe pieces of you could have rejected that fantasy in the past, like even in the recent past, because you felt like something about it was too good to be true, or you felt like trying to attain that or exist in that, there's a risk to it. It felt like putting a lot on the line. Something about this feels very like risky is what I'm hearing, but it's like even within all of the risk, I feel like you've felt this weird safety within it. This is so strange, and this is going to be for a very specific collective, but you feel like there's this safe energy within whatever this is. Like, it almost feels like...
Hey, if you live in one of these cities right here, why don't you own an apartment building? Seriously, let me show you a path that can absolutely change your life and unlock financial freedom. You might be thinking right now, listen, Tyler.
On the outside looking in, like a person observing this would be like, I don't know if that's fully safe to have hope in. But for some reason, you have hope, even in a situation that feels almost like a miracle would need to happen for it to come.
You know, that's the kind of thoughts we need to get out of our mind. You know what I'm saying? Owning an apartment complex. You know, only a selfish mind would own an apartment complex. A selfish mind that don't want to do regular work. You know, a lazy mind would think of owning apartment complexes to sell to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because you know damn well ain't nobody got no real name of Adam Ferrari or Adam Apartment Complex. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody got Adam real name but a real Adam. You know what I'm saying? Then you get one mad, all you gotta do is not give him the gift. You know what I'm saying? And he tell his mama don't tell him. You know what I'm saying? Then when he find out they messed over, then he'll get the shit straight. You know what I'm saying? He'll get the shit straight. Because the Son of God is the sun that's shining outside. The moon and the stars is the shine that's shining in your heart. The warmth in your heart. The love in your heart. You know what I'm saying? The pleasure in your heart. The pledge that you made to God when you accepted God. See, accepting God and mankind accepting being accepted is a difference. You know what I'm saying? Man accepts with two gods, you know what I'm saying? Two C's, you know what I'm saying? Two Christ, you know what I'm saying? That's how man accept God. ACCEPT. And it's gotta be earth in it first, peck, and then all that, you know, but the C's is Christ, you know what I'm saying, crying, you know what I'm saying, Christ crying, you know what I'm saying, so, you know what I'm saying, think about it, but you know, we should stop thinking about owning apartment complexes, you know what I'm saying, we should think about just living in apartment complexes, you know what I'm saying, happily ever after. You know what I'm saying, when we build apartment complexes, we build sharing, because we care. We sharing because we care. Sharing is caring. Buying and selling is of the devil. We don't have a name for that. You know, I didn't invent it, you know what I'm saying. I invented, you know, you vent the air you breathe. And that's why my son named Levent, you know what I'm saying? Not leaving, you know what I'm saying? Because I could have left him, you know what I'm saying? But I couldn't leave him because I made him. He was first Darryl Matthews. You know what I'm saying? Then he became Levent, you know what I'm saying? That's why his mama always wanted to know where we was from. And when she found out, she knew because she was Florence on Good Time. You know what I'm saying? She was Florence on George Jefferson. And she was Esther Roll, my mom, Diana Ross. On every movie it was since The Wiz and The Wiz Kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's my mama. That's the movie where I made too. That's my mama. You know what I'm saying? Me and Broderick made that with Christine and Jerry as the mom and daddy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? You know me. Everybody know me. You know what I'm saying? I'm God, Adam Troy.
Come true, or like, you know what I mean? You need to have a crazy amount of hope for this to happen, but I feel like something about you, and it feels very connected to your inner child. It's like your inner child, you gave your inner child permission to have hope for whatever this thing is, to be hopeful for whatever this thing is. So all of this to say, I'm gonna say end because it feels like, again, I'm seeing like mirrored souls, but it's like I'm seeing people that are trying to juggle all of this, and it's crazy because you're juggling this all, and it could almost feel like energetically draining. Like it could feel a little frustrating that you're even having to juggle these things at this time. But it's like maybe in the past you could have been pulled into extremes, living in the extremes, right? You could have been pulled in the other direction of like, I'm gonna only show up for my work and only show up for this. I'm hearing a message right now of someone like really being very resistant to the idea of love and the idea of connection and the idea of even letting people in, of having intimacy, of being vulnerable with another soul, of connecting with another soul. So it's almost like you were rejecting that for such a long time, and then something happened. This energy was welcomed in. You went through some sort of heart expansion to where it opened your eyes to the possibility of divine connection, of real intimacy, of real vulnerability with another person, of a beautiful connection. And ever since your eyes have been open to that, it's been like this whole new world that you've been just kind of exploring and figuring out how to exist in without being consumed by, if that makes sense. So it feels like it's this juggling act. I don't know how else to explain it, but I'm just seeing like somebody is really trying to create balance right now between what they have going on in their real life, like real jobs, real relationships, real friendships, all of that. But it's almost like masking a little bit because it's just something about it feels inauthentic. Like you can feel that you're on the brink of a change, but you don't know when or how this change is going to come into your life. But you're also at the same time holding on to this energy of whatever this dream is and like secretly and silently wishing for it. Again, there's a lot of secrecy around this because I feel like there doesn't feel like there's been any real validation yet for.
Don't settle for less. Here's what others are doing to fix missing and broken teeth. The company everyone has been raving about is called Nuvia, with thousands of 5-star reviews and a 99.13% success rate to back it up. It's no wonder Nuvia is the clear choice for thousands of patients nationwide. And that's not even the best part. It takes them only 24 hours to eliminate the problem and provide a permanent solution.
Being able to deliver a final prosthetic within 24 hours has been a game changer. You're getting a final.
Whatever this fantasy is, like it feels like, I feel like if you were even try to explain this fantasy to another person, they would be like, that's like, you need to come back down to earth, or you're wishing for a lot here. You could be wishing for like a home, wishing to move somewhere, wishing for a divine relationship, wishing for, you know, that purpose-led job, being paid to exist, whatever it is you're wishing for. It feels something that is so fantastical. That's the word I just heard, but you know what I mean? It feels like something that is so, like, it's special and it's sacred and it's big, but for some odd reason, because I feel like the thing is, it feels like an odd reason that you've given yourself hope, or you've given yourself permission to have hope for this thing, because I feel like normally who you are, you have hope, but like you also are very protective of yourself and your heart is what I'm hearing. So like I feel like if it's something that you know there's a possibility of you getting hurt again, or you feeling like really deep pain again, you know you wouldn't give yourself the chance to have hope. But again, there's something in whatever this is that you're fantasizing about, whatever this wish is that you're calling towards you, like magnetically pulling towards you, you for some reason feel safe having hope for it, which I feel like is just very foreign to you also, but you're leaning into that. And what's crazy is I feel like the more that you lean into it, the more that you open up to it. And I feel like you've asked yourself, like, what inside of me feels like this couldn't happen? Like, what is that wound, maybe of rejection, or, you know, lack of fully being self-confident, or whatever? What inside of me feels like I shouldn't be hopeful? And like really questioning that and realizing, no, what if I do deserve to have hope for this thing? What if I am worthy of attracting this thing into my life? What if this does work? What if I can achieve this thing? Like, you're asking yourself the other side, which is exactly what's causing all of this energy to stir up inside of you and stir up around you. And it's making you magnetic towards whatever it is. Like, the way you're about to shock yourself is what I just heard. You are going to shock yourself. It is going to cause a huge awakening inside of you when you pull this thing into your life. Oh my goodness. I'm like getting giddy and excited right now because, oh my goodness. You have no idea how much you're going to shock yourself. Oh, I literally have like goosebumps. You're going to blow your mind when this thing comes into your life, because what you have been perceiving as a fantasy and imagination and living in a realm that is not real, not realistic, whatever, what you've been imagining in your head, you don't have any idea how close you are for that to come in and like take over your life, is what I'm hearing. Not in a way that feels like you lose you, but in a way that feels like you actually align with who you really are. Does that make sense? Like, it feels like this thing is gonna swoop in and just completely shift you into a different reality, into a reality that you didn't even know you could actually have access to, or you would be capable of experiencing. Like, there's something about, I feel like this is about to pull you through a portal, is what it feels like, genuinely. Because once this thing, you're already doing the work, there's nothing more that you need to do. It's being magnetized towards you. What you're desiring wants you so bad. You are irresistible to your desires right now. Oh, I like that. You are irresistible to your desires at this time. Like, it wants you so bad. So it's being attracted to you. It's only a matter of divine timing when this thing shows up. You've already called it in. You can't really like undo it at this point. And I'm hearing like, be careful what you wish for also, because you just might get it. And I promise you right now, you are about to shock yourself. Like, you're going to blow your mind, but I'm seeing you when this thing enters your life. I don't know what it's going to be. Again, this could be a new home. This could be a relationship. This could be a new job. Whatever it is you're fantasizing about and you're really feeling called to at this time, when this enters your life, it's going to open up the doors in your life to a whole new experience of abundance, of prosperity, of emotional fulfillment, like fulfillment of your heart, of your soul. Like, this is going to open up your eyes and open up your vision to more, and to expand you into a more abundant mind space. Like, I just keep hearing the word infinite. Like, once this happens, let me just use an example. Say you move to a new house, right? You're fantasizing about this dream home that you're calling in. You can feel it.
Wow, look at this. 94% of people believe company culture is important to an organization's success. Frankly, I have no idea what the other 6% are thinking. You know, usually when people look up ways to improve culture, they look for best practices. And best practices are good, but they're even better when you put them with best principles. Since Bamboo HR was founded, we've looked for principles we believe will make our people, and in turn, our culture, better. And we found company culture formulas that work. And we've crammed it all into the definitive guide to culture. For a free copy, click the link and go download it now. You won't regret it.
Once you get to this new home, all of a sudden your nervous system is more regulated than it's ever been. You're sitting in the most calm, neutral, divine, peaceful, blissful energy you've ever experienced in your life. You're full of peace and gratitude. That energy then calls in windfalls of abundance out of nowhere. You get inspired to write something. You get inspired to create something. You get inspired to do something. And all of a sudden, whatever you do, it takes off. Because the energy that you're sitting in, the energy that you're basking in whatever that new thing is, it's different, and it's like magnetic, it's alluring, it's the perfect energy for infinite abundant opportunities to flow through and to reach you. Okay, does that make sense? So the same thing, if this is a divine relationship that you're fantasizing about in your mind, if this is a divine connection between you and a person, because I started out this reading talking about you and a person, if this is that you're calling in at this time, that relationship opens doors up to travel and exploring the world. Oh, you know what I'm hearing right now? I see the world in your eyes. I see the world in your eyes. For you guys that are connected to someone, and this is resonating in that sense, this person sees the world in you. And I feel like you're meant to see the world together is what I'm hearing. There's something very significant about travel. I feel like you could be like seeking more adventure in your life, or just wanting to see the world, wanting to explore. If you're fantasizing about a divine relationship, there's something about travel that's super important here, because I feel like you guys are meant to see the world together. That just came through for a reason, but I just heard, I see the world in your eyes. This person sees everything inside of you, the divinity inside of you. But again, so you step into that, right? You step into that relationship, and then what happens? All of these doors open to travel and to explore and to have some adventure, and you're feeling things. Like, travel is such a beautiful way to feel things and to learn things about yourself and to open yourself up in ways that you haven't been able to before. And I learned that just by going to Hawaii. Like, that literally, you guys, that changed my life. Even my physical appearance, I feel like, and I seen someone comment that on my other video, ever since I came from Hawaii, like, something literally changed within me, that Hawaii healed me from the inside out. So
why don't you own apartment buildings? Seriously, why don't you own these big apartment buildings? And I get it. You might be thinking right now, well, Tyler, my word, it's because I don't have millions and millions and millions of dollars sitting in a bank account. That's why, right? But just for a second.
Again, sorry, I got off track there, but it's just like you stepping into this fantasy world when it does be
you know, my Bible say you can't borrow.
When it does be magnetized,
you ain't supposed
right?
to borrow. You
Then
know what I'm saying? You're supposed to
open
lend
up
to
all
many
of these
nations.
doors for like the
You know what I'm
possibilities
saying?
that you could only have dreamed of in
If
your
you
mind.
gotta use
And it
other
just
people's
creates
money to
this
buy
huge
apartment
expansion
complexes,
and this huge surge
who gonna
of like
pay
magnetism
you?
to the
And
point
if
where
you
you look at your
expect
life
on getting
when you're
money
living in this
from
and you
apartment
realize I just
buying
quantum leap.
apartment
I just
complexes,
literally jumped
what devil
into a
do
parallel
you
universe
work for?
reality
Because God
that is
ain't no beast and
completely
ain't
different
never
from the life I was
accepted the
living
devil
before.
mark of
I
money
feel like this quantum
as
leap
no
is going to
devil
catch you off
and
guard
Satan.
almost. It's going to
You
sneak
know
up
what
on
I'm
you.
saying? So
You're
Adam
going to find yourself doing
Ferrari
things and taking
Mr.
leaps
Apartment
and putting yourself
Complex
out there and
man,
just
you know, that I
going
always
after the
come
life
on
that you
asking
want,
people,
that you feel called
why
to
you don't
so
buy apartment
effortlessly.
complex? Because it's
And it's going
against
to come
the
in
law
and you're going to look back and be
to
like,
mess
wait,
with
how,
money
when,
and buy and
how the heck?
sell
Like,
is
you're just
of
gonna
the
realize that
devil.
you're just there.
Read
Like,
your
that's how it just
Bible.
happens.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I hate saying
my
that, you know what I'm
mother
saying? Because
freaking
when you say
goodness.
that the world
That's some crazy
that
stuff.
ain't God think they supposed
Like,
to be
I'm
God,
giddy and excited.
and they think they supposed to turn into a devil getting
That's some
mad
beautiful
because
energy. Oh my
God
gosh.
wants them to be
Ah,
good
I'm
and
getting
not
nervous
bad.
though,
You know
because
what
I
I'm
feel like
saying?
you
Come
could
on
probably
now.
be nervous too. Oh,
Yeah.
yep. I feel it in my
Yeah,
gut.
daddy.
Oh my god. You might be a little scared. Because I feel like, again, opening up your heart to anything, it's a risk, right? There's always risk in that. But you're like, I don't know, I'm just hearing like, get F it. I'm jumping in. It's the worst that can happen. I learn, I grow, I alchemize, I transmute, okay? What's the worst that could happen? I feel like the reward is outweighing the risk. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, the potential reward of what is to come is outweighing your fears about what could happen if you weren't to achieve that. That was hard to explain, but wow, this is so beautiful. Guys, my brain at the end of these just... I love that so much. Ah, this just put me in such an excited, giddy energy. Oh my gosh. I feel like you could be feeling a little more excited and like, I don't know, I'm hearing like, I did it. I got through a certain energy, or I got through a certain painful season. I got through something. I did it. And although you might be dealing with juggling those two worlds right now, that could feel a little bit overwhelming at times, you're learning how to find balance. And I've spoken about this before. You learning how to find balance now before the actual reality arrives into your life is crucial so that you're able to sustain the reality when you do find yourself living in it. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. Ah, how exciting. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I love you guys so freaking much. What was I going to talk about? Oh, I had something that I wanted to remember to tell you guys. Brain? Come on, brain. Oh, in my last video, or the video, what was it called? The Silence Before the Wish Arrives. You guys had me sobbing, as per usual, when I was taking a bath. I love to read your comments when I'm in the bath. And yeah, I was sobbing. The comments under that video is of like actual tangible transformations that have happened along this journey with you guys. I'm in awe. I'm in awe of all of this. I'm realizing that this is so much bigger than I even could conceptualize starting all of this, but I'm also not letting the bigness of it be overwhelming, because I feel like I really did that to myself in the beginning of this journey. And yeah, I just feel so peaceful and so grateful. Like reading those comments, genuinely, it's just like, I just feel this is so aligned. We are so aligned for a reason. And I'm just so excited to see where this journey takes all of us. I'm so excited. Ah! Okay, I love you so much. Yeah, I'll talk to you very soon. Before you give up on love completely and detach from it completely, which I know you tend to do very often, I'm calling you out, okay? I feel like you get into these vibes where like you have a lot of hope for love. You get very hopeful for love. But then if you don't see it show up in your life, you almost feel like even hoping for it becomes a bit of a distraction for you. And you don't like to be distracted from your purpose, from your path, from your art, from your destiny, or what you feel like is your destiny, what you feel like is your purpose and your path, right? And maybe in the past, love has always only served as a distraction for you. It's only ever pulled you away from yourself and been something that you have to make sacrifices for, something that you have to, you know, it just kind of just pulls you away from what you feel called to do. I'm seeing someone that maybe has felt burdened by love in the past, okay? But right now, the universe is giving you a beautiful divine opportunity, and I wanted to tell you about it. Because I know that you can feel that love is about to approach you. I know you can feel it. I know you can feel it. And I know that you can feel that this love is true.